Hello, my brothers. How we doing? Now, this is going to be a quite bit of a short video, but in terms of my revelations, I will share with you. In terms of the obscurity, there is nothing to hide here. And so all that shall leaketh forth from my mouth is intended for you, that it may be radiant unto your mind, for you to be abundant in your days. And so the nature of this video is not going to be very, presentable, for the fact that the algorithm tends to display these things into certain categories and categorizes the nature of the film with vibrance. And so this isn't as vibrant as one may want it to be for the masses. The nature of this video is for a select few, for those who God has intended these words to reach. But first, our ceiling is quite small, and I'm going to challenge the notion that negative energies shall be risen from the nature of these applications. The freedom therein is to challenge the inquiry, to challenge conception, to challenge limitation, to expand information. Now, with these things being established, perhaps you shall be put at ease with the nature of your own revelations, with what has graced you under the sun. And so, if you wish to speak of the nature of the divine workings, and it is under your label to do so, then be at ease when you're speaking about these things. Nothing that is unfolded in your heart should be used atrociously. And should it be, that is perhaps for you to endure within. And so know that you are in the likings of God, and you share the likeness of that lordship. Once you begin to understand your identity in the array, then perhaps you will break free. You will break free from the impositions, the things that have been placed upon you. But of course, there is a security in this default. Not everyone is going to understand the nature of your words. You see, many of you may have been labeled a certain way by the society you live within. So breathe. Breathe that in for a moment. If you've reached this point, you are inquired to excel from that time frame and thought process. You've come here because you intend to relinquish yourself probably from your past. Or perhaps God needs to tell you, you are far more than you once originally thought you were. And it is the likeness in these things that you must be careful. What seeds you sow. You are not an inquisitor or conqueror. You are not the conquered, nor the victims of the age. You are not the victimizer. None of that. And if you understand what I've just laid forth, then ask yourself the question of who it is I am. You see, now that we go on to the notion of the big I am, and perhaps you may have realized there's a sequencing array within the I am, should the I am conduct itself as whoever you are. If you understand that meaning, then perhaps this video was for you to understand, or to simply listen to. But in terms of the divine network, my friends, there is no need to fear in relinquishing that fear. You see, what shall enter you is as promised and ordained, should you believe in the Most High Gods. Should you articulate yourself in this manner, in the preciseness of it, in the nature of your work. Should you exhilarate in moving forth into divine testaments of the raw knowingness therein. However you should put it forth, either you do it as a lunatic or not. Understand that the witness begins to fear the articulation when it becomes such a fine and respectable aspect. What have I laid forth? I am not in ridicule, my friend. I am not in sacrilege, my friend. I will carry none of this. But it is up to the many of you to resign yourself from the nature of conglomerate wills. Whether you decide to play the game or not, it is entirely up to you. Entirely up to you. You see, many of you are angered and anchored within a division of hatred, division of lust, perhaps. Refined in attachments. There is no issue with that. Divinity intends to expand upon those features for you to understand and to grow. There's nothing wrong with those aspects of your soul. They were rightly intended for the incended. The incendation and indentation of the due process that the universe expands and exhilarates on. So whatever game you play, my friend, I only aim to warm you and give you lukeness in this fad. Fad, I say. For the many who will not be able to fathom these things, they are not intended to. God has chosen specifics. Only the great I Am can fulfill these roles. And I am lukeness. Should you enter these waters, my friend, should your vision aspire to enter the frame therein of this image, to know my name, perhaps, to consider my name, perhaps, then, my friend, we are in equilibrium. But as we near the mark, my friends, I leave you not with a bitter tie. Do not tatter in these ways. Understand that the nature of our source is tangible in all things, as a collective source, as one that encompasses all knowledge and all unknowledge. There you are. You can be at your wit's end or perhaps at your wit's fulfillment. And I will leave you with that. I thank you for listening today, and Godspeed.